My entire goddamn skeleton, dickhead.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
My heart hurts. Hey, it's your girl Toonsy. You best believe I'm talking about the Invincible War. Day one, they making it sound like this is some type of epidemic. Child, this is more like the end of the world type-ish. Mark and Eve are booed up chilling in his bedroom until Eve gets a call on her phone.
Homegirl, yeah, there's multiple niggas that look like your boo tearing shit up. I don't know how, but assistance will be welcomed. Preferably yours. We don't need or want the sorry-ass mortal or dupla-ho. Please hurry.
We see all the evil Invincibles set in by Angstrom Levy, who do Avengers level type of destruction, just to make sure the Invincible of our world loses all credibility and reputation tarnish. That's Kendrick Lamar type of hatred right there. Let me tell ya, they are going country to country and causing so much destruction as possible, catching smoke with every single hero in their vicinity.
I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire.
And I believe we were robbed as an audience because someone spoiled to me that during the Invincible War, we will get Spawn and Duncan from Fire Breather. Bitch, where?
Motherfucker, where is it? Where the is it? I swear to God. You laughing, girl? You trying to laugh? This funny?
We see Hawk tearing the prison a new one saying, "This is what you call a prison?" First of all, you are the last person to be talking shit about anything coming out here with that abomination of a haircut. Who was your barber, Edward Scissorhands? Hawk hits us with that side eye and goes for a right, with Mark sidestepping that shit and tackles him into the building. Mark tumbles out the smoke only for Hawk to punch him in the cojones. Grinning like the Joker, he punches him in the chin, grabs his ankle, slams him into the concrete, and launches him in the air. Bam! Bam! Body slam. Both are wrestling like they're Kratos and Balder. Mark must be Velma from Scooby-Doo because how can you possibly not see him cocking his head back, preparing for a headbutt? Hawk proceeds to choke him out like he's Heimdall. Mark eventually defeats him by slamming his fist into his ears. Before Mark can even catch his breath, he's getting jumped by other heroes, mistaking him for one of the variants. Powerplex escapes initially, but is thrilled to witness other heroes catching hands with Invincible, only to find himself face to face with Hawk, who easily defeats Powerplex. Crazy work for a man who murdered his wife and child. Oliver and Debbie are watching the news and Oliver switches into his costume. Debbie snatches his hand saying, "Boy, what you gonna do other than get murdered?" "But Mom, people need me. Innocent civilians are getting bodied while we're talking." This is probably the hardest thing for Debbie. As a mom, you want nothing more than to protect your child. Knowing there's a good chance by letting him go, he'll get killed, but by not letting him help, someone else will die from inaction. She gives him a hug and prays he doesn't get murked. The Pentagon ain't looking too hot either. Cecil Donald and his zombie robots jump Flax and Mark. Sir, this version of Mark was weaker than ours. Good. Very good.
I'm dying!
Oliver, keeping good to his word, is helping civilians only to see Mark flying by, only realizing too late it's the wrong Mark. Honestly, I don't know what little bro was thinking. There was a 99% chance he was going to encounter an evil Mark and not his brother. Mark and Eve pulls up to see a group of heroes attempting to jump one of his evil counterparts, but are easily taken out. Veil Invincible scoffs, "I'm only using 1% of my power," only for Mark to deck him against the wall. The couple overpowering Veil Invincible with a left before the dreaded arrive. Omnimark tags in. "Weakling, you need me to jump in? Piss off, fake ass me, I got this." Mark tells Bae to leave, knowing these versions of him aren't holding back. "Neither should you, sir." Eve refuses. The moment she looks up, Death is staring back at her.
What's good, Nyaka?
Eve getting overwhelmed by the evil variant, Mark flies up and grabs Omnivincible by the cape. I know Edna from The Incredibles is screaming right now. She warned y'all about them capes.
No capes. No capes.
Only for Mark to get slam dunked back to orbit and his evil variant stomping the yard on his body. Eve, not playing about her man, pushes them back into a building, causing an explosion. Mark is begging Eve to leave, pushing her away as these two continue going to town on him, before Invincible switches his attention back to Eve and snapping her leg, and Hulk slams her down to the pavement. Not gonna lie, Eve is loyal as hell, wanting to stay by her man, but also hard-headed. If you see Mark struggling with his twins, what makes you think you had a better chance? Invincible, preparing to do a cell, is swiftly stopped by Mark tossing his other variant at him. Just when things are looking bad, our man Cecil drops in with a rescue, unleashes a swarm of reanimates to attack the variants, buying Mark enough time to transport Eve to the hospital for treatment. I know Cecil is happy as hell he invested in those things. Now, I need all of you to grab your snacks, popcorn, whatever unhealthy thing, as we're getting to the best part of the episode. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Fraudians of the globe getting clapped as usual. Is any of us surprised at this point?
No! Hell no!
They've been getting bodied all season long, and the Walking L himself is about to prove why Fortnite has him as a backpack.
Yo, shout the season, man.
We see Black Sansom comatose, already unconscious.
Is this nigga serious?
Duplaho with her clones dismembered and torn apart.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
This version of Mark is making easy work of Immortal. The Walking L, knowing we're watching him, punches him to the ground, only for Lenless Mark to grin, wiping the blood away from his mouth. Immortal, if you can't even hang with Omni-Man, what makes you think you can handle a weaker version of Mark? Darkwing does a peekaboo and kicks him to Immortal, only for the L to be swung on the ground. Darkwing was trying to sneak him, only for Lenless Invincible to grab him by the heel and slam him to the ground, breaking his leg. Man, these evil Marks love breaking legs. Immortal, thinking he finally unlocked his anime rage, rushes forward and tackles dude into the wall, releasing punch after punch. Hardly does anything, catching his fist, uppercut to the chin, and swinging left, having this man rolling against the floor. Immortal, not realizing the situation he's in, punches evil Mark in the air. His smirk disappears. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this version of Mark was playing with Immortal. He wanted to have fun and prolong the fight as long as possible, palming his face like he's Mob Psycho, slamming him to the ground and giving him the Eren Yeager special. Oh my god, they killed the Immortal, you bastards! And I laughed. I would be lying if I said I didn't mean to, but this is just embarrassing. If Immortal hasn't cemented to the fact that he's a walking L, then this fight definitely solidified it. This is like, what, the third or fourth time getting clapped? Let's count. Five L's. Now we're getting to the depressing part that broke many hearts Thursday morning. Retro Invincible defeated Rex, Splode, and Monster Girl at Team Base. He quickly discovered Robot's human form, but Bulletproof intervenes. Hey twin, we matching glasses, and tackles him away from Rudy, only to get pushed aside and make easy work of. Rex tells him to dip out, that he has a plan to defeat him. Bulletproof flies off of Rudy and Amanda, leaving Rex to confront the evil variant version of Mark. Rex attempts to combat this Invincible, only to be outmatched by the variant, grabbing Rex by the jugular and tells him that everything, including his life, is useless. Rex began clutching his wound while Retro Invincible does his evil monologue, but Rex revealed that if I'm dying, might as well go out with a bang. Rex then charges up his skeleton and launches a suicide bomb attack, killing this evil variant at the cost of his own life.
Oh my god. I can't. Get out. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I know damn well they ain't playing Billie Eilish. That was it for me. I started bawling my eyes out. This really broke my heart, because Rex started as the most disliked character in season 1 to be the most endearing in season 3. Initially, Rex is not intended to be likable. He's arrogant, belligerent and was dating Eve. Then even worse, Rex cheats on Eve and she dumps him. That could have been the last strike for Rex, but he held on. Us as an audience spend more and more time with Rex, and we see why Eve liked him in the first place. He crosses a delicate line between obnoxious, pitiful, and lovable. The show has also given Rex more screen time, which means his absence will feel even more apparent and painful in future Invincible seasons. Rex was humbled in season 2 when he and his teammates almost died, which served as a wake-up call for Rex. He was a loudmouth, but he genuinely cared about his friends. Season 3 brings together Rex and Ray, who has reservations about the whole superhero business. Ray wishes for a normal life, but Rex's identity is as a superhero, as his nickname is also his legal name. Watching Rex and Ray's scenes together, something in the back of my head told me something wrong would happen. What breaks my heart even more, they don't know that this will be the last kiss that they will ever share. Rex Splode had the best character development and went out like a G. Rest in peace, my brother. The Invincible variants caused so much destruction, death, and tragedy. They demolished and leveled entire cities. The world is silent. The last 8 variants meet up over their original home as Angstrom tells them to link up. Angstrom arriving late thinking he's Darkseid, and his invincible minions are gonna glaze him.
Minions! Excellent work on decimating the planet and making Mark enemy number 1. From this moment forward, anyone who thinks Invincible is a hero will remember this day. Anyone who sees his face will remember all the loved ones who died. Anyone who sees the colors blue, yellow, and black will remember the destruction!
Now, bring me Invincible.
All the variants said, nah, you haven't made good on your promise. We want to take over other dimensions, fam. I came here to get my mama back. Aw, we got us a pussy boy. When the variants turn on him, Angstrom sends them all to another dimension. Wow, who could have seen that coming? He has his arms crossed behind his back. Dude really thinks he's Darkseid. Cecil, wasting another $1 billion, teleports Mark to confront Angstrom, but Jimmy Neutron's distant big head cousin isn't even phased. As Angstrom deploys swarms of drones to shove Invincible into a gateway, but Mark learned from their last battle, bulldozes through the drones and grabs Black Megamind by the jugular. Oliver arrives and tells him to do it.
Look at what he has done! Finish him once and for all! Do it, Mark!
Mark, tired of Angstrom's BS, says, ain't nobody gonna miss you. Using his drone to escape right as the portal is closing, Mark grabs his arm. Just his arm. Angstrom thought he was safe, but the technician said, fam, you failed to deliver on promises and your words are hollow and hold no weight. That big brain ass now belongs to us. Major cities around the world were reduced to ruins, with buildings and residences destroyed in large numbers. Mark feels an enormous amount of shame knowing that Angstrom's survival and hatred for him, and him alone, were at the foundation of the devastation caused by the variants. Mark is currently in New York to help out, gets attacked by Powerplex. My question is, who's letting him roam around free? Powerplex blames Invincible for everything that happened in the last 3 days. Mark is overwhelmed with grief, rage, guilt, and frustration. I can only imagine what he's feeling because from this moment forward, anyone that looks at Mark's face or thinks of the name, they're most likely going to think of his variants that killed and destroyed without remorse. On other terrible news, Immortal survives his injuries.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
And asked Kate, do you want to make babies? Yes, let's retire. So the Mortal and Duplaho are retiring, and my first thoughts were,
let me pretend I care. Okay, I'm done.
is it permanent this time? Because this isn't the first time y'all say, oh, we're retiring. Like, let's be so for real. The internet was clapping at this announcement. What have either of them contributed and done this season other than getting clapped in every fight?
No. No, I'm done. I've given this world enough.
This is what you gave the world? Rex Splode took out a variant and you have the nerve to say, I gave this world enough? Get this mortal off my screen. To end this episode, after all that suffering and trauma, Mark, gonna need that therapist from Rick and Morty, is taking part in the city's cleanup when a looming shadow covers his entire body.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
I know, like I know, like I know. I know, like I know, like I know. The Invincible writers are so fucking messy. Now, for my fellow Walking Dead fans, if you know, you know. But for those who don't know, I want to give y'all a brief short history. Mark is voiced by Steven Yeun, who did an immaculate job voicing the other evil Marks. He used to play a fan favorite character, Glenn Reed from The Walking Dead. His character was tragically, brutally murdered in the season 7 premiere of the show by Negan. Negan, who is played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and guess who's voicing Conquest? Mother effing Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Ooh. The Glenn and Negan rematch is about to be fire. This is absolutely peak casting indeed. People are just too stuck up on the AI generated Conquest voice.